back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. A big welcome back to my beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for spending some of your precious time with me here on this channel. And if you have stumbled across this channel for the very first time, we want to welcome you to this space of ours. We try to keep this space as positive as possible, so please join us. Grab yourself a cup of tea, some snacks, and we'll have a little bit of a chat because we're all friends when we gather at my table. I will put in a little special announcement about the spam that's been on my channel, and that's why I sort of said, you know, we try to keep this as positive as possible, but we sometimes do have a lot of spammer accounts that are coming in that are trying to take advantage, so please keep yourselves safe. The Tarot Cottage does not work through WhatsApp, and if there are people on my spam comments who are offering spellcasters or, you know, help for those sorts of situations, just know that they are not affiliated with me, and to please be careful with some of these people because they may be looking to take advantage of you. So today's pick a card reading, we're sort of going back in time to when I first started the channel, and we're doing a soulmate and separation check-in here. The person on your mind that you're in separation with, perhaps you feel like it's your soulmate. It doesn't have to be a soulmate, but perhaps you feel like there is a special link there, a connection that perhaps defies logic for you. And what are their current feelings for you this week? So we're doing a check-in, you know, of how they're feeling for you this week versus perhaps a year from now, you know, a year ago. So how are they feeling for you this week? We have 3 piles to choose from today. We have the blue flower and the Art of Seduction card. We have the yellow flower for pile number 2 and the Can You Hear Me card. We have pile number 3 with the pink flower, it's like an orchid, and we have the Observer card. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be a message waiting for you from Spirit today. And my timestamps are listed below in the description box as always. I'm going to jump right into pile number 1. Again, we're doing a check-in with the person on your mind that you're in no contact with. What are their current feelings for you this week? Pile 1. Hello everybody, in pile number 1 you were drawn to the blue flower, perhaps a blue forget-me-not if that's what you see in the flower, and the Art of Seduction card, and this is your reading. It's a check-in with a person in no contact with you. How are they feeling for you this week? What are their current feelings for you? This card, the Art of Seduction, it's 14, which equals a 5 when we break it down. And it could be that there's a real struggle for this person to resist you. It's like you pull at them, you pull them away from their current situation potentially. You can see this man's very dapper, he's very well dressed, he cares about his appearance, he cares about appearances. So we could be dealing with someone who is some type of earth sign potentially, but also like in a position of authority over a family, a position of power at work. It's just like you call to them, you lure them, and your energy calls to them. So let's take a look and see what their current feelings are for you this week, pile number 1. A check-in with your person, what are their current feelings for you this week. This person in no contact, it can be a soulmate in separation, twin flame, if that's how you classify this. It's a very personalized ideology. Not everybody subscribes to that idea, and that's absolutely okay. But how is this person feeling about you this week? Their current feelings for pile 1 this week, please. You have the 8 of Cups. They're really regretting you walking away from you. And there's a sense, too, of them now feeling like they're walking away, that having walked away from you, now they're in a position where if they were to come towards you, they could carry with them some baggage from their current situation. So they're really thinking about that, about perhaps this position that they hold not being emotionally fulfilling. It may be on the outside of things very practically fulfilling, but there's something that it's like you entice them to want to shift that, even though there's stability there, that you entice them to want to make moves. We have the Magician. This person is coming across in their energy as someone who likes to maintain control of their environment. And 4 of Swords. And this situation between the two of you really frustrates them because this is like the one thing in their life that they have no control over, and it seems like one of the most important things that could fulfill them. So they may be very good at keeping control over practical matters, but when it comes to you, you throw them off of balance. There's the Eight of Wands. What are their current feelings for you this week? And we have the Nine of Swords. Back of the deck is the Page of Wands, and that's what we're talking about with the art of seduction. This Page of Wands represents curiosity, physical curiosity. It's temptation. It's wanting to be spontaneous. And you highlight the deficits in their current situation. Their want for you highlights the deficits in their current situation, because I don't feel they're feeling fulfilled there. And they would like to see some moves or changes. But there's the King of Pentacles I was just talking about. There could be Taurus energy here. For someone watching, this person could be a parent, so please take that as it resonates. Not for everyone, but there is somebody watching where this person has children. And that would be something that they would root them to the ground here. That would make it difficult for them to uproot themselves. Their current thoughts of you this week. No contact situation, please. Pile 1. The Five of Swords. This person is really sort of struggling because they really want to speak with you and communicate these things to you about how they feel, some of the revelations they've had since they've walked away from you, but they feel like transformation here could wreak some sort of havoc in their current situation. And they may not be ready to sort of deal with that. Here's the Five of Cups. But they think about the past quite a bit. And I don't know, there could have even been conflicts between the two of you in the past that they go over and over, and they're very regretful about that. Even if there were arguments, they're really regretful about some of the things that they may have said during those interchanges. And they're just, in general, regretful for what has transpired between you, or what has not transpired that should have, because there's still a curiosity that they feel over you that they've never gotten a chance to explore. Six of Pentacles reversed. They are insecure because they feel like this could be a very one-sided type of thing. And that's what's going through their mind. It's like, is this all in my head? Am I a crazy person to feel like they're calling me? It's like they can feel your energy pulling at them, and they're wondering if it makes them feel insane to think that it's true, that you could possibly feel the same way. It's like they have this assumption, and it's not a truth, because the Five of Cups does not represent clarity for us. It represents somebody who's lost an emotion. But they have this assumption that you're too good for them. You can see they're kissing her feet. It's in the reverse. It's like they're struggling with the one-sidedness here. And this perception, which needs to be cleared up through some true reflective meditation, this perception is feeding into a real sense of hopelessness and loss, a feeling of not being able to accomplish movements here, and they're anxious about the future of this connection too. I feel like they lose sleep over it. We have the Hermit, Virgo energy, very strong here, very strong earth energy in general, straight out of the deck for some reason with this art of seduction. For some watching, you tempt this person away from a solid foundation. It is in disconnect, and they long for that to be rectified, and they hold out hope, but I feel like some of their hope is starting to wane. There's a loneliness inside of them, that they are restless, and it's really, the Eight of Wands is talking about a restlessness and an urgency to express all of the things that they feel, but it's like a despair that set in, a loneliness with this Hermit energy. And I don't want to say they're hopeless towards change here, but their hope is definitely waning. And they realize that it's like, for them, through their perspective, it's like, I have to move mountains to make this happen. It's really challenging to kind of overcome the separation here. As I keep saying, their perspective is skewed because they're not seeing things clearly. They're looking through emotional glasses when it comes to you. And this obstacle, the obstacles in front of you, it seems like a lot of hard work to be able to overcome. It's like I have to put in a lot of effort to overcome. And for some of them, For someone watching, their person is really sort of on the fence about which direction they should take, because it's a lot easier to sort of stay where they are in a practical sense than it is for them to to shake everything up. And when they think about heading towards you, it's a very impulsive idea, driven by this urgency, driven by this pressure that's building inside. Oh, the I love you card came out here as well. These are powerful words. The I love you card fell right out of the deck. What are their current feelings for you this week? Pile number 1. Their current feelings for pile 1 this week, please. We have act as if your partner is here. Whether you have someone in your life or not, act as if they're with you so that you will always consider them. And it's interesting that that card came up, because I feel like this person talks to you. Even though you're separated, I feel like they talk to you in their head. I feel like they have conversations with you as if you were with them. When no one's watching, of course. I know we all sort of do that sometimes, but they have these conversations with you. We have a love is all around. It says there's love everywhere all of the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. And that's what I mean. I don't feel like they may be lonely for you, but they're not alone in life. They have people around them. It's like, I can have everyone around me, but it doesn't matter if it's not the right person. It's kind of like that old saying that if you had everyone you ever met in a room, who would be the one person you're looking for out of everyone you ever met in your lifetime? And that's what they think about you. You would be that person for them. Their current thoughts, please, of pile number 1. Their current thoughts this week. We have destiny. It's like they're so forlorn because they feel like they've missed a shot at their person, quote unquote. It's like destiny has been messed with here, and I've made some big, big mistakes, and they're thrust into that mindset of loss now. But it's this mindset that's feeding into the obstacles. It's adding more obstacles to their path than is necessary here. We have growth. And the growth card talks about something that's deeply rooted in place. So there could be longevity in this connection. It could have been many years ago that you two have seen each other. And it talks about the growth that wants to happen around it. But it's like, this is still in place. Even though it's not blooming, it's still impeding the growth of other things. It's still blocking my foresight. It's blocking my perception of what I have sitting right in front of me, because I'm so lost in you. I'm so lost in you. You're such a distraction, is what they're saying. You're such a distraction to me at this time. Let's get some message cards. How does this person currently feel this week? A check-in with your no contact situation. I am addicted to you and this connection, and I feel trapped by this connection, but also potentially trapped by their current situation. And the desire for that transformation is so strong. But you can even see in this Four of Swords, there's all this ivy and all these vines that have grown around. That's been a long time. Your family won't like me. And there could be family units involved here. I'm sorry. The Five of Cups talks about a lot of regret here, about not acting upon their intention here. I have never imagined so much perfection. Back of the deck says, I am terrified. And that's the Nine of Swords. And we have the Nine of Swords here. It's almost sad, because it almost feels like they're scared that they won't see you again. That's what it feels like. It's like, I'm scared that I'm not going to see you again. What are their current thoughts of pile number 1, please? Whenever I am with them, I think about you. So definitely, it's like you are seducing them away from their current position. I'm confused, though, and I don't know how you feel. I'm not 100% certain that you feel the same way, which feeds into this insecurity that they feel. It's like they are used to maintaining control over every situation in their life, but you're the one situation they don't have a handle on, because you are like a breath of fresh air. And I want to know what you're doing right now, because it's like an obsession with the devil energy. It's like an obsession over you. because people don't reach this level of intensity of despair without an equal amount of desire being fed into it. I am stuck in a karmic cycle with you. You may have similar situations going on. If this person has a foundation that you kind of lure them from, or your energy lures them, you may be in a similar situation as this person as well. So take it as it resonates to your situation. I loved you then, I loved you still, I always have, and I always will. And the back of the deck says, I'm kicking myself now. I am kicking myself for the choices that I made in the past of this connection. Oh my goodness, pile number 1. Let's get a romance card for you. This person's current feelings for pile number 1, romantic feelings. They were real, they were worth exploring, and now I'm kicking myself with the shoulda, coulda, wouldas because I didn't explore it in time. It's like I thought I had more time. I also saw the honeymoon card. It's like they want to whisk you away on secret holidays. And, you know, a punctuation around the word secret. Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. It's like curiosity and passion that they wish they could fulfill with you because they feel like that would be a source of joy for them. It's time to pay attention to red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Your positions may not allow movement. It may cause that frustration that we were seeing in all of these obstacles, and those, you know, the signs do caution us to move forward here, but it doesn't negate the longing that exists for you, pile number 1. Let's end with a charm bowl. Oh, we have one that just fell out on my leg. It's a 2 of Swords reversed. In the charm bowl for pile number 1, please. Current check-in with the person and no contact on their mind. How are they currently feeling this week, please, Spirit? King of Pentacles. Very strong Taurus energy, and the Knight of Swords. Now that King of Pentacles isn't reversed, he's not upright, and the 2 of Swords is reversed, which is showing an inability to commit to you. It's not that they don't want to, it's an inability to commit. It's like they have an indecision or indecisiveness about what they should do about the current situation, because they could be sitting on a pretty solid foundation, or they're really concerned about looking bad if they charge towards you with an impulsivity and with the truth, because they have some truths that they want to get off their chest, and they feel like they're a little bit too late in executing those truths, and they're hesitant because they don't know what the consequences will be to their position if they do execute their truth either, or how they'll be received. Okay, we have H. The letter H in the bowl. We have divine. This is a very divinely guided connection. We have the cardinal. A cardinal appears when angels are near. We have a big wrench in our plans, and we have this little screwdriver, this little wrench, I guess it is too. I'm not sure what it is, but the big wrench is always a symbol about big obstacles, like practical big, you know, obstacles that we need to overcome here. So practical things, foundations in place perhaps. Minnie Mouse bow. Twice. I think about little girls when I see the Minnie Mouse. We have the Tree of Life, foundations, families, potentially. We have going with the flow with the seahorse. And we have the sea star. Now, the black seahorse is often like a hopelessness. It's like we have to go with the flow. We have to surrender because there's no hope. I don't feel it's not a clear perspective. It's being fed from that 5 of Cups mentality. We also have the little cross here, so a Christian connection. We have the sea star healing, and we have the strawberry as well. All right, group number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you, and if it did, I would love for you to please join this family and subscribe to the channel, hit your notification bell and your like button, and drop me a comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading. You can check out my Etsy account. My link is below for a personal reading, or my Instagram page, but I hope that you come back here for another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Take care. Hello everybody, in pile number 2, you were drawn to the yellow flower, or perhaps to the Can You Hear Me card, and this is your reading. This is a no contact sort of check-in with a person on your mind who you could feel could be your soulmate or twin flame. It doesn't have to be, it's just somebody who you feel really connected to. And what are they currently feeling for you this week? So we have the Can You Hear Me card. And this is a 28, which is like the sense of like a longing for reunions, longing for shifts, longing for change, and maybe growing a little bit impatient too, because you can see the hand is on the hip. And even though it's like, it's a frustration that maybe is not even, it may be not fair of them to have that kind of frustration, truly, because their hand is on their hip, but they do have this conch shell in their hand that they could use to call out. It's like it works both ways. The phone works both ways. So it's like they are hesitating to reach out to you, but it's like they're waiting for you to reach out to them. So let's take a look at the energies. How does this person currently feel for you? What are their current feelings for you this week? A check-in with the person that you are in no contact with. What are their current feelings for you this week? How do they currently feel for pile number 2? Their current feelings for you this week, please. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Queen of Pentacles. So this person, they may be, I don't know if they're a little bit younger than you potentially, or somebody who is not emotionally as mature as you are, because that's really what they're presenting themselves as here, someone who's not as emotionally mature as you are. And you could be someone who's in a very sort of solid foundation that you put yourself in. There's a certain amount of independence that your energy is giving off here. And attraction. They're very much physically attracted to you. What are their current feelings for you this week? And they really truly do want to communicate with you. And I feel like it's almost like this card, the Magician, it's like ghosts of the past haunting them about this connection. It's like they really want to communicate with you, but they feel vulnerable in doing so. It's like they're intimidated by you. But they have an immature attitude about it a bit. You know, with hand on the hip, this Knight of Cups, you know, says all of the right things sometimes, but maybe doesn't have a lot of follow through with their actions. So it's this sense of wanting to communicate, but holding themselves back, but sort of passing the buck along and saying, well, why don't they communicate with me type of energy, because truly they're very insecure about the situation, about themselves. Their own feeling inside is insecurity, so they extrapolate that to everybody else. Their current thoughts of you this week, please. We have the Seven of Cups, and all of this insecurity is sort of being fed off of their inability to feel confident about how you feel. They don't feel confident. They don't know how you're feeling. And from everything that they understand or their knowledge is telling them that you may be secure and that you're maybe not thinking about them, which feeds into their insecurity and their, inability to sort of seek things clearly. We have the Ace of Pentacles, but they really want to reach out to you. They really, really want to. And here's this King of Swords sitting on the fence, trying to think logically about his next step, because you can see he's got a sword in his hand. He's got this book in his hand here. It says dictionary, and I almost thought I saw a playing card, but it's actually his collar, but I thought it was like a playing card. It's like he's considering whether or not he should come down off that fence and show his hand of cards. Considering whether or not to feed energy into the potential that he sees here, because he sees a lot of potential. And I say he because of the King of Swords, but it's all about energy. What are their current feelings for you this week, please? We have the Moon. I feel like they suppress a lot of their feelings for you. They keep a lot of it under the surface, and they have a hard time expressing themselves in general. Even in this card with the Can You Hear Me, it's like half of her shell is submerged underwater. You would never even be able to tell that she was made of shell if we didn't see that part exposed to us. So there's a lot that this person feels vulnerable about when it comes to sharing things with you. What's this person feeling about you this week? And there's something about you and your energy, and it's like your independence or your position. There's something about you and the way you carry yourself that highlights their own insecurities as well. We have the Fool. Reverse, coming out with the Devil reversed. Capricorn energy. What are their current feelings and thoughts of you this week, please? The Fool reverse is talking about how they feel ill-equipped to jump. They're not prepared. They're not prepared, and they're holding themselves back from jumping. And they're doing so because it could be because they feel like you or they need to detach yourselves from something that is not healthy for you at this time. It's like they perhaps recognize that their longing for you is a little bit unhealthy. It's like they think, do I think about you too much? Do I think about you too much? It feels like an obsession, and it's something that eats away at them. And yet it's truly a testament to their to the discrepancy between your energies as far as their spiritual awareness and their ability to sort of see things from a higher perspective, because it seems to sort of highlight like their insecurity makes them feel unprepared, but they recognize that it might be a problem that they're thinking about you so much. And it's starting to create real practical issues in their life because they're thinking about you so much. The current thoughts of you, please, group number 2. And some of those thoughts, I will say, are very kind of physical as well. Some of those thoughts are very, very physical. But I feel like they understand that there's someone in this connection, it could be you, that it's like you're not prepared to leap into that position with them. There's something about your position that doesn't afford the ability to leap at this time. We have here the Knight of Swords. It's coming out with the High Priestess and the Judgment card. And I'm not going to pull those at this moment, but the Knight of Swords with the Magician, it's all about communication and their desire to want to charge in to communicate something with you. But they are really concerned about what the consequences will be of that communication towards your situation and towards their own ego, I feel too. I feel like they're worried about your practical placement and your position in life, and they're worried about their ego. And they see these as big obstacles here. Their confusion and their own inability to see things clearly is truly an obstacle as well. What are they thinking and feeling this week? Check in, please. We have here the Hierophant. They kind of feel like very confused. And it's adding to this message of confusion with the Seven of Cups. Confused of where this is going to head. Confused on where you want it to head as well. Even with this Hierophant, and there's I didn't even mean to stop there, but there's the Queen of Wands. So you could be a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, but more importantly is it's like they want to come forward with communication and a new love offer, but they're really worried about what your reaction is going to be. Look at her face. She's like not looking inviting at all, and she can be kind of intimidating. She has a temper on her. So there's that fear about, for some reason, they're really intimidated about you, and they're intimidated about your reaction to them. But this confusion about where it's headed has really got them up in a tailspin, because even with this Hierophant card, you can see Alice with the Cheshire Cat, and it's like, well, which direction are we headed? And it's like the Cheshire Cat's like, we're going that way. We're going this way, of course. And so they're allowing all of this confusion, the ghosts that haunt them, their fears, their insecurities, to truly stop them. But they really want to come forward. And for you, group 2, I feel like they are eager for some sort of closure, in the very least. And at the most, I think that they are hoping that the communication will lead to new opportunities. They may call it closure to get it into effect and to get it in motion. Your current thoughts and feelings of you, please. Six of Wands. Six of Wands, back of the deck is the Seven of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. With the Four of Swords. They are tired of no contact. And I feel like they're starting to reach their point of like, I've had it up to here type of energies. Like, I've had it up to here now. I'm tired of this. I'm ready for shifts and changes. And this person may take some time to sort of gear themselves up for this, but they may come forward with some of that contact. I feel like it will take a period of time, though. It's not going to happen tomorrow, because they are really concerned about your reaction. They could be concerned about your position. And this message coming through is not for everyone, but there could be third party as well for someone in this connection. Again, that's not for everyone, but if it's for you, you're going to know that it's for you. this Ten of Swords is sort of like this hopelessness that sets in for them. It's like they go through these periods and waves with this, can you hear me? These waves of emotion that hit them, and some of those waves contain this hopelessness. But that's why it's going to take them some time to come forward with this offer, because they need to pick a new plan and formulate a new plan. They need to pull themselves out of here, put themselves back together, and then form a new plan here. That King of Swords we saw sitting on the fence, there he is in shambles here, because he allowed his insecurity to overwhelm him and crumble him into tiny pieces. But the Ten of Swords affords us this light, this glimmer of hope that peeks up over top of this foundation. And it does require us to make new plans of action towards our goals, and that's why it's going to take them some time to perhaps execute some communication here. But that's really what they're keen on. They're keen on communication, but there may be a great time of patience ahead of you. And for some, this process of despair, waves of despair, hope, all of this may take, a very long time, and it may not amount to a communication. But this Six of Wands is showcasing them armoring themselves for battle, and armoring themselves even with a false sense of courage and a false sense of independence and security coming forward. It's like confidence. And that is how we overcome these challenges. That's how we actually make these new beginnings and new opportunities happen, is through that confidence. So this person is keen on sort of coming towards you, and in some cases they may actually accomplish that task. Let's get a few cards here from Spirit. What are their current thoughts and feelings of you this week, please? Whoops. Praying Mantis is like, you could be the death of me. It's danger, manipulation, wit. It's like you are a danger to them. The praying mantis will sometimes bite the head off of its mate when she is done with it. So if you're the divine feminine, this person's intimidated by you. It's like you're going to bite their head off if they come forward. So they're hesitating, but they may be watching you this week. They're watching you, and what they see is plummeting them into a little bit of insecurity and feeling not prepared. Like whatever they're seeing, if you're online posting pictures or something, you're looking good in them, you're looking happy in them, and that's sort of giving them this impression that it's not time for me to leap. It's not time for me to come forward at this time. It has put them into a little bit of a state of loss. And that's what this Ten of Swords represents, is this overwhelmed state of loss. And if we allow all of these swords that are supposed to be made for justice and truth and honesty and openness and clarity, if we use them to do ourselves in and put ourselves into this state of despair, sometimes we can get trapped in that mindset. And that's exactly what happened to Mary Shelley when she lost so many people in her life. Your current thoughts and feelings of you this week, please. We have here the Nine of Hearts. So you're a dream come true. You're a wish in their heart that they want to fulfill. And lost love. And that's where that despair is coming in from, because it says surrender, healing, and release. And as I said with the Devil reverse, there is a part of them that wants to release themselves from this pain, from this obsession that they feel like they have over you. And the lost love, it's just like so much remorse. The ghosts that haunt here. Back of the deck says achievement. Stay focused on your dream. And that's how we overcome this sense of loss. That's how we overcome the separation. That's how we overcome our insecurities, is by staying focused on that point. If that's our focal point and that's the direction we're heading in, we have no choice but to narrow the gap between us and that sunshine. Their current thoughts and feelings for you this week. I am afraid of where this path leads us. And so I'm waiting. Seven of Pentacles, I'm waiting for the right time. The problem with waiting, though, is that time waits for no one. And, there's never going to be a perfect moment. We have to create. We have to make our moments. We have to pick them. I want to look you in the eyes. It's like, I'm tired of no contact. I'm tired of not seeing you. They're getting frustrated. I'm scared though to face you. What's waiting for me? What's your reaction going to be? That Queen of Wands can be so intimidating. You could be getting frustrated too. That could be your energy with your hand on your hip. I'm still trying to make sense of things. King of Swords. We had the King of Swords earlier, so you could be dealing with a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini here. And let's talk about sex, baby. We had the Devil reverse, which is very physical energy for me. Something that they're very focused on this week that both excites them but also thrusts them into some feelings of hopelessness and despair as well. I was so unfair to you. I made poor decisions and I'm weighing out my options. I'm trying to figure out what I'm capable of accomplishing here, and that's taking them time. Back of the deck says, I want to grow old with you. It's the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse position. And that can talk about the loneliness that they feel. It can also even talk about family conflicts as well. So take that as it resonates to your situation. Let's get a couple of message cards here. How is this person feeling right this moment, this week, please, Spirit, for pile number 2? If they had to choose from this deck of cards, what would they say to pile 2 about their true thoughts and feelings this week? I want to call you, but would you answer me? They're insecure because it says, I think I'm in love with you. It's like they don't even want to say for sure, because if that's too vulnerable to say I'm in love with you is too vulnerable. I gave you the impression that I do not care, and that was a lie. You deserve better than this. It's like I am not on your level. And they said that from the offset. It's like we are on different levels. Emotionally, especially, emotional maturity is not on the same level. My life is in chaos right now, and it looks like yours is going pretty good from what they gather, or at least the perception of things. They think things are going well for you. I'm trying to figure myself out. I don't think I can do this anymore, and that's the exhaustion. That's the Ten of Swords. That's the over emotional response, the outburst. I don't know how to let this go. And I love you, but, and I don't like the word but, because it's like, I love you, but I'm sorry, but there's like a caveat to what I think I can accomplish. And it's all based on my own fears and inability to step outside of my comfort zone. I'm going to fix it, but first I have to fix me. And that takes time, unfortunately. But they have good intentions. Unfortunately, intentions can be pave the road to hell for us sometimes. A charm bowl, please, for group number 2. No contact check-in. Their current feelings and energies towards you this week. Oh, we have that Ten of Pentacles in reverse again, so there definitely could be family conflicts here that are causing the need, the need for timing and for timing to be delayed. There's unfinished business and like scattered energies. It's like wasted potential. It's like we never got a chance to fully see where this could go here. And now here in the present, we have this Ace of Pentacles, where this desire to communicate, this new opportunity that we want to embark upon, but there's fear. What happens if we walk through that gateway? Will it cause this problem in the foundation? Will it cause issues for us? So there's a bit of stagnation, a little bit of hesitant energy to bring forth that offer and that communication. But I feel like they really want to rectify the past. We have the letter L in the bowl today. We have the word dance, and I always think about the Garth Brooks song, The Dance, when I see that charm. I don't know if you've ever heard that. Even if you're not into country music, it's worth a listen, because it's just a beautiful story about life and looking back upon life. It makes me cry every time. You should go and watch that song, The Dance by Garth Brooks. Made with love. And every fair from fair sometimes decline from a midsummer night dream. It's like the bloom is falling off a rose. They're worried about you falling out of love or forgetting about them. We have the little wrench. And we have Leo in the bowl today as well. All right, group number 2, that's what I have for you today, and I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, I would love for you to please subscribe to the channel. Hit your notification bell, your like button. It truly does help me to bring you more content. Please drop me a comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check me out on Instagram for a chance to win a monthly free mini read. And you can check out me for a You can check out my link below for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to. But I hope that you come back here for another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Take care. Hello everybody, pile number 3. You were drawn to the little pink orchid, or perhaps to this card that says the Observer here, and this is your reading. It's a no contact check-in with the person on your mind. What are their current feelings for you this week? The Observer card talks about being a voyeur, so perhaps they are watching you, or maybe you're watching their social media as well. And you can even see above her head, maybe you can't, but there's these little dandelion plumes. It's like a wish as they observe. So you could be this wish in their heart that they hold. It's like she's in this state of calm. She's being very patient, waiting for the perfect shot, waiting for their perfect shot perhaps to come in and contact you, to express themselves. So let's take a look here and see what are their current thoughts and feelings for you this week, pile number 2. Let's pick this deck for you. So their current thoughts and feelings for you, pile number 3. What are their thoughts this week? We already had the 7 of Swords. So they're keeping themselves at bay. They're keeping their energies hidden from you. Now the 7 of Swords sometimes gives this feeling of like, I'm going to make off with something that does not belong to me. He's sneaking off with those swords here, just as many as he can carry. And they don't belong to him. So there's an air of secrecy, of perhaps the desire to steal you away from something. So take it as it resonates. How are they currently feeling this week? Pile 3. How are they feeling this week? I'm using the Happy Tarot for you today. I know some people have questions about the decks that I use. I try to put them in my description box, but to be honest, I have such a big collection that I think I'm going to run out of space. So it's hard for me to add them all, but this is called the Happy Tarot. We have here the Tower. And that could be why they feel like they would be stealing you away. That's what they think about this. This week they're really thinking about the havoc that it would cause if they were to reveal themselves potentially. That's why they're maybe waiting in the wings for a perfect opportunity to come in that doesn't cause that type of chaos for you. Here's the Queen of Swords. And sometimes, you know, there is this energy too of them like hoping that they won't have to be the ones that cause that chaos, that you yourself, here's the beautiful Empress, that the Empress here, that the Divine Feminine will be the one who makes those moves. So you don't have to be the Divine Feminine watching this video. Absolutely not. It's all about energy. It's more about the position you hold within this dynamic. So a divine counterpart, but they're really hoping that you'll take the reins here and use your power to manifest change so that they don't have to. What are they thinking this week? What are their thoughts and feelings of you this week? We have the Magician. The Magician is all about the power we wield over our elements and our situation. It also talks about communication and the desire to communicate with you. We have the 8 of Wands. This person is really focused on sort of this deep secret urgency that's building up inside of them. And not just to communicate words, but to communicate other things too. To communicate emotions, to communicate physical need. They feel restless. They feel like something's going to erupt if they don't, if they can't reveal themselves soon. There's a pressure building for them. Well, it's because they have such a deep longing to return. Such a deep longing to return. And they may have even had recent epiphanies too. It's like recent epiphanies that have just hit them like a ton of bricks out of nowhere that have changed their perspective completely. Have changed their perspective. And it could be epiphanies about who you actually are to them in this spiritual connection. What weight this connection holds in their experience. Because even throughout the disconnect, they claim to be gaining perspective and gaining information and gaining insight upon, you know, the purpose of this connection. And they are putting very specialized soulmate energy. You know, not everybody subscribes to that ideology, and that's absolutely okay. It's a very personalized one. Some people believe in multiple soulmates. Some people distinguish soulmates from twin flames. Whatever the case may be, this person says that there's something special about you, that they have recently maybe had this grand like aha moment when it comes to you and this connection. And they feel like they set you apart. It's a beautiful energy, the Six of Cups. It's a longing, though. It's a longing to be with you again. It's like once I've realized, had this revelation, I can't unsee that revelation. I can't go back after that. But that's also, again, as a secondary message, what could be keeping them at bay? What could be stopping this momentum of desire that wants to manifest in physical form? It could be this fear of causing the chaos. But they want to pop in. I just saw the Page of Cups. They want to come in with a new emotional beginning. We have the Nine of Pentacles, and we have the Queen of Cups. They seem to be very concerned and aware of your position, and they feel like you've invested a lot into where you're sitting right now. There's a lot invested in your position. And so they could be very sort of weary of your even ability to step around that. It's like you've a lot of things emotionally invested into your position right now. And for someone watching, and it's not for everyone, but if it's your message, you'll definitely know it. There's even like children involved here. And they're very much aware of that because they're an observer of your experience. With the beautiful Queen of Cups, with the Empress, you are someone who other people turn to. You're some people that people depend upon. We have the Ten of Wands. Yeah, you have a lot, but you're juggling a lot. I feel like the Divine Feminine here is juggling a lot. And because this person is keeping tabs on you, they're aware of what you're juggling. And that helps to sort of cloud the future even further for them. It adds to their burden. As much as they know that you're burdened, it adds to their burden because it adds to this desire, it adds to that pent-up frustration that they really want to release when it comes to you. But I feel like they're very hesitant to shake up. It's like it feels selfish if they were to come in and shake up your position. We have the Page of Pentacles with the Eight of Cups. Back of the deck is the Temperance card and the Ace of Swords. And there's the Knight of Wands. So it's like it may have taken them some time to have these epiphanies. It might have taken them some time to like really even have these epiphanies, but now that they're here, that's it. It's changed everything for them. But also there's an extension to this Observer card. It's like this person's being very patient to get the perfect shot. And that's exactly what this is representing. The Temperance card is a sense of patience before I physically come in and give you the clarity and come charging in with my intent. I'm being very patient because I want the perfect opportunity here. And the Temperance is really even talking about even physical. Sorry, it's somebody driving by. Even the Temperance is talking about, you know, physically mixing together. It's the alchemist. It's coming together. But it's like they're waiting for that perfect time. And they're being patient about it. I will say, I know that there's an urgency growing in, but they are respectful about it. I don't know why I feel that, but they're respectful about it. It's like they're waiting until, for someone watching, it's like they're waiting for some of these responsibilities to clear out. Because the Eight of Cups is talking about walking away from things that are emotionally unfulfilling me right at this moment. The opportunity isn't here for me. So it's like I have to be patient. I can't communicate what I want at this moment. Because it would force you to have to walk away from things that you are immersed in at this moment in time. So they're being very patient when it comes to you, Group 3. Well, patient, but it's a struggle. I can't say it's not a struggle. What are their current feelings and thoughts of you this week? We have here the Soul. They keep you, first of all, there's an intimidation that they feel, but they keep you in a very special place, in a very sort of secret place. There's a wish that resides in their heart with you. and it's not going to go anywhere. You can almost see her dress is almost like being consumed. There's even worms crawling up. It's like being consumed. And the worms are this symbol of separation, because, you know, the earthworm toils and toils under the ground, but it's often underappreciated and ignored. And I don't know if this person feels like they are I don't want to say they're feeling that they're being ignored by you, because I feel like you have your hands full, but they feel overlooked. But it's like these worms are toiling, doing all of the work underneath the surface so that this connection can thrive. It's like that's how they feel. It's like they feel like all of their feelings have to be under the surface, and they're keeping it alive. They're keeping the hope alive. They're currently still trying to manifest this connection, even though it's like now is not the time and place. They're keeping it alive through their reflection, their constant reflection of you, and they do think about you often. And this week is no different, because they're so attracted to you. You attract more romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. They seem to have a certain, like I said, they seem to have had epiphanies about the purpose of this connection. And maybe somebody who has knowledge of like divinely guided connections and laws of attraction and that sort of thing. Like they seem to be the type of person that tries to keep themselves in a very level-headed mentality when it comes to the future of the connection. They're not allowing themselves to necessarily slip into despair, which is sometimes the case. We have retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. And we have flirt. Extend your lighthearted energies to others. So this person could be a very big flirt that does flirt a lot with other people in the past, and they may continue to flirt throughout this process, because they think that this is worth the wait, worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life, and they're sitting back as an observer, with this hope in their heart, waiting for the right opportunity to come towards you. And it's like patience. Patience is paramount, but they have this hope in their heart that this patience will pay off, because at the end of that winding road, it reaches that beautiful sunshine. And that's what they're hoping, that they'll get the opportunity to experience with you. Let's get what are their current thoughts and feelings of you this week, please? Pile number 3. Just saw the "you are wrong" card. Their current thoughts and feelings. I'm sorry about the noise outside. I need more balance, and that wanted to come out in the reversal here. So they feel like perhaps somebody in this connection has an inability to commit, or they can't commit right this moment, or they feel like there's no place for them to come in, or else they'd cause this issue, this chaos. Do you think about me too? Do you ever think about me in the midst of all that is going on in your life? As you build up this life for yourself, do you ever think about us? Because I never imagined so much perfection, and that's the 9 of Pentacles. That's, you know, this position of, first of all, a position you've put yourself in that's really enviable, even a financial sense or a stability type of sense, but also just as a physically attractive card. It's talking about how you kind of hit the jackpot. I imagine you naked. And I'm sorry about my neighbor weed whacking. And that's the 8 of Wands, I feel like. That's the 8 of Wands charging in with all that urgency to express themselves in a physical sense. You are so very special, 21 the world, unfinished business, and that's what they want to tell you. That's exactly what they're waiting to tell you. They're wanting to clear the air because of that epiphany of who you are. You're so special. You are special to them, and this is the reasons why, and they want to lay it out for you. Back of the deck says, you are my everything. You could be the person that fulfills me in every way. You are the counterpart to me. For current thoughts and feelings for you this week. A check-in, please. I wouldn't make the same mistake twice. And that's what they're saying. They're patiently waiting for that too, because they're like, I'm toiling under the surface where you can't see me. I'm holding back. But when I get this opportunity, I know exactly what I'm going to say. I know exactly what path I'm going to take. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. I love you. What are they thinking and feeling this week, please? We have friends with benefits. I don't know if that was in the past of your connection. That's for someone specific, I think. And if it is, you know. We have creeping your social media. The observer. We have I want to run away together. So even if you are in a position that you've built up, they fantasize about just whisking you out of there. It's like saving you from your situation, from your responsibilities, and just start. And that's their fantasy. They're not going to do it. They're not going to charge in and try to upheave everything. That's why the Tower is there. They're fearful of that for you. But that's what they want. That's what they fantasize about. We have my attraction is more than physical, though. Back of the deck says you have probably moved on, question mark. It's like, even though I feel like they're very aware of your practical situation, they wonder if you have emotionally moved on from this connection. Let's get a couple of these pink and orange as well. How are they currently feeling about you this week? A check-in, please, Spirit. You are so attractive. Oops, attractive to me. No one compares to you. Have you forgotten all about me? Got a couple here. I look for you wherever I go. I'm trying to make sense of it all. Please give me time. I am aglow with thoughts of you. And you know what? I just feel like they're just sitting there patiently watching and waiting, because I think about the well, this is a quote from a Sarah Harmer song. And it talks about, you know, I don't care if the stories you've told me are true. I don't care if the past is correct in my mind. I'm just aglow with these thoughts. It doesn't matter if they're true or not. Because it's real for me. Those memories are real for me. Even if they aren't real for everyone else, they're real for me. Can we start over? We are not on the same level, and I do not deserve you. Back of the deck says, but I miss you terribly. Do you miss me too? So they're a little bit uncertain about how you're feeling, but they're not uncertain about how they feel. So let's get a charm bowl for you, group number 3. A check in with your person. Whoops. One just flew out onto the floor. Let's take a look. It is the moon, and they are suppressing how they feel. We also have the 10 of Pentacles, and I do feel like someone watching, again, these messages, you know, they may not resonate with every person because I'm dealing with collective energy, but we have the 10 of Pentacles, so there's something secure about your position that they are aware of, that they don't want to shake up. And we have the Page of Cups, though. But you see, this Page of Cups is not upright. Oh, this one fell out too, the World. The Page of Cups is not completely upright because they're sitting in a waiting stance. They're not ready to pop in because of this very strong foundation that they don't want to wreak havoc. But there is unfinished business and a restlessness. And at the very least, they want peace. At the very least, they think that you can give that to them. Other people can actually give us closure. That's something we need to learn through that process. It's kind of a tough lesson to learn. But they want peace, and they hope that it won't just be closure anyway. They're hoping that if they're patient enough, they'll get another opportunity, and they're waiting for that opportunity to pounce and to come in and communicate their feelings for you. We have the ex, so this person could be your ex. We have live. And you know what I just heard in my head as soon as I saw the live? I don't know if you've seen that movie, what's it called? Inside Out, where he said, Bing Bong says, go save Riley, go. It's like, just go live your life. I'm going to be waiting for you when you're done. It's like, go live your life. We have the Wheel of Fortune, which is talking about fate within this connection, sudden turns of events in our favor, perhaps down the road. Sagittarius, the Star of Aquarius, so Aquarius energy as well. We have 2 butterflies, so both of you perhaps are longing for transformation here. We have the strawberry. I think about strawberry wine, 17. I don't know if that is that song by Deanna Carter, I think. We have the 4 of Cups. And we have the Knight of Wands. So this person wants to charge in, but they feel like they're a little bit in a position where they don't have the power or the right to come charging in. It's kind of a situation where they're waiting in the wings. Four of Cups can really talk about apathy as well and being unhappy with how things are currently sitting. We also have a little tiny butterfly, so 3 little butterflies here in the bowl. And the Sword of Truth and Justice, which is this Ace of Swords that wants to reveal everything to you, but they're sort of chomping at the bit to do so. All right, pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. If it resonates with you, I would love to hear your story in the comments section. I would love for you to subscribe to the channel and join this beautiful family that we are growing here. I have the most amazing subscribers in the world, and I would love for you to be a part of that. Hit your notification bell and your like button and drop me a comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. I also offer a chance to win a free mini read on Instagram on a monthly basis, so please check me out over there. The link is below. And I offer personal readings through my Etsy account, and that link is below as well. But I hope that you come back here to the Tarot Cottage for another day, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Take care.